Winning sometimes seems so easy. For those born with the right genes, gifted the right facilities, blessed with good health and fitness, victory can seem almost assured. But for many athletes, there are hidden obstacles, some of their own making. Others can feel the pressure of the intense spotlight. The trick is fighting back and dancing to the podium with style. The comeback is always sweet, and even sweeter when it's against the odds. He's one of world football's greatest players. He's one of the highest profile athletes on the planet. A life of multi-million euro playing contracts for the biggest clubs in the sport. Endorsement deals, a social media following of over 70 million, and a business portfolio rivaling Wall Street's finest. For the best part of a decade, Cristiano Ronaldo has dominated the world game. His motivation to becoming the best evident back in 2011.
Yo quiero estar nuna página de los mejores jugadores de todos los tiempos en la historia del fútbol.
I want to be on the same page as the best players ever in the history of football. I'm 26 years old. I'm still learning. I'm in a club that gives me the chance to grow up as a person and as a player. I still have many years ahead to win trophies, and my aim is obviously to be among the best players of all time.
After starting his career with Sporting Lisbon, it wasn't long before the big clubs came calling. First Manchester United, before moving to Real Madrid for a then world record transfer fee, and most recently, Italian giant Juventus. Wherever the Portuguese striker plays, trophies and titles follow. But with all that fame and serious fortune comes scrutiny. The eyes of the football world are constantly on the most recognizable player in the game, and there's plenty that rankles the fans. The posturing, the complaining, the on-field gesturing, the ego-driven selfies plastered across his social media platforms. He seems to be constantly pushing his own line of CR7 clothing and shoes. But hey, that's business. And making money is the business Ronaldo is in. And while Ronaldo now earns almost 600,000 euros a week for Juventus, an income that undoubtedly furnishes him an incredibly lavish lifestyle, there is more to the striker than meets the eye. Ronaldo is renowned as the most charitable athlete on the planet, donating millions to causes he is officially associated with, like UNICEF, Save the Children, and World Vision, but also lending a considerable hand to disaster relief and medical emergencies for fans in need. The multiple World Player of the Year pays tribute to his late father Jose, who passed away in 2005, for the values of helping those in need. My father always taught me that when you help other people, then God will give you double. And that's what has really happened to me, Ronaldo said in 2013. And so when Ronaldo won his second European Golden Boot in 2011, following his 40-goal season for Real, 9 more than arch-rival Lionel Messi of Barcelona, the eyes of the world were on him yet again.
Individual awards are good. Okay, very beautiful. But they are not the most important achievements. There are more important things than that, such as winning as a team for the fans, who expect a lot from us, who expect a very important trophy. So I wouldn't choose this instead of any other cup, the Liga or similar.
Flanked by the great Alfredo Di Stefano, A Real legend and Portuguese national team great Eusebio, Ronaldo wasn't done making headlines just yet. Instead of adding yet another trophy to his bulging cabinet at home, Ronaldo decided a higher cause could do more with it. And so he donated the trophy to one of the club's charities, who sold it for 1.5 million euros. The funds building a number of schools in war-torn Gaza in the Middle East. It's just one of many incredibly generous gestures the goal-scoring legend has made to those needing more than him. Up next, Ronaldo leads his nation to its finest hour, and along the journey, never stops giving. Despite Cristiano Ronaldo's long list of achievements for club and country, the goals, the trophies, the titles, the global adulation, he had always harboured one particular dream. On the international scene, his beloved Portugal had never won a major international trophy. Not even from the days of the brilliant Eusebio, the nation's greatest player before the arrival of Ronaldo, had Portugal ever raised the World Cup or been crowned champions of Europe.
Eusebio, the greatest scorer in European soccer.
It had come close. At the 1966 World Cup, when Eusebio was in his prime, helping the national team all the way to the semi-final against host England. Eusebio won the Golden Boot at the tournament with 9 goals, 4 of them famously coming in an extraordinary comeback win over North Korea. Portugal down 3-0 before winning 5-3 at Liverpool in the quarter-final. The Mozambique-born Eusebio was a legend for Benfica too. And so when he died aged 71 in 2014, huge crowds lined the streets for the funeral procession that wound its way past the statue, built in his honour at Estado da Luz, headquarters for his mighty club. Such was his status in the football world and wider Portugal community, the nation's president declared 3 days of mourning. Since those heady days, Portugal had threatened but never conquered. In the lead-up to Euro 2016 in France, Portugal's record was agonising reading for its football fans. While 4th at the World Cup in 2006, it fared much better in Europe. 5th in 1986, a 3rd, a 2nd, and 3rd again in 2012, beaten 4-2 on penalties in the semi-final by eventual champions Spain. Despite his goal-scoring exploits for Real Madrid, he could only hit the back of the net 3 times, equal best in the 2012 tournament. But it wasn't enough. So Euro 2016 was his moment to rewrite history. Portugal snuck into the round of 16 after going winless in the group stage. Draws against Iceland, Austria and Hungary, enough to get it through. Ronaldo scored the first of his team's 2 goals in a 2-0 semi-final win over Wales and then club teammate Gareth Bale. But in the final against host France, that July night would be bittersweet for Ronaldo. A crude tackle from France's Dimitri Payet at 10 minutes left him limping and ultimately forced off on a stretcher. Portugal's Euro 2016 title dreams seemingly crushed at the same time. But a 25-metre strike from substitute Adair for the winning goal in extra time catapulted Portugal to the title, 1-0. Ronaldo lifting the trophy to fulfill a lifelong dream, not just for his team, but an entire nation. He and his teammates were feted by the fans in the homecoming days later. Hero worshipped for delivering the Holy Grail to a football nation that had waited so long to be celebrated as champions. After Ronaldo was left in tears back as a 19-year-old following a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to Greece in the Euro 2004 final, redemption was finally his.
Thank you. The victory in this European tournament is for you all of you who are here in Portugal, and for all the emigrants. These players here and this coach, all the technical staff, we are now part of the Portuguese history. We are first to win an important competition in this country, but you deserved it. You were spectacular from the beginning until the end for believing in us. Viva Portugal!
And the fans loved it.
It's incredible. We deserved to win 12 years ago, and now we've done it. It's a feeling that I can't explain. It was a team effort, not just one player. Cristiano Ronaldo showed a lot of strength, both on and off the pitch. He is a natural-born captain.
And thanks to the values passed on from his late father, Ronaldo is a natural-born giver also. His list of philanthropic gestures is enormous, but few are overly publicised, sometimes at the direction of Ronaldo himself. But for all those millions he made, many millions have also gone to desperately needy causes. He sold off his 2013 Ballon d'Or trophy, the second of his career, to Make-A-Wish Foundation, netting that organisation €580,000. And when he was named in UEFA's Team of the Year in 2013, he donated his entire bonus of €100,000 to the Red Cross. Ronaldo won 4 Champions League titles with Real Madrid, including 3 straight from 2016. But when he won his first with Los Blancos in 2014, he divided up his player dividend of €500,000 among his 3 charities. He's looked after those closest to him also. When his mother, Dolores Aveiro, survived breast cancer in 2007, Ronaldo gave the medical centre €150,000. And when his best friend and agent, Jorge Mendes, asked his client to be the best man at his wedding, Ronaldo bought him a Greek island as a present, costing €44 million. Yes, the world's biggest sports stars make insane money, whether it's from on-field performance or marketing the latest fragrance, car or sports shoe. But there's often a heartwarming narrative that goes untold. His Manchester United coach, the great Sir Alex Ferguson, understands Ronaldo better than most, crediting his drive, resilience and ambition for all that player's success. Success that aids many in need.
Ronaldo was a perfect example of someone who made himself. It's easy for me to say, yeah, I made Ronaldo. Many coaches say, I made this player, I made that player. But Ronaldo made himself. His practice ethic was incredible. But he was a fantastic player. He was the best. Ronaldo was just something else.
But Ronaldo is a football icon for much more than that. After the break, the goal-scoring records that define Wayne Rooney's legacy on English football. There isn't too much England football legend Wayne Rooney hasn't accomplished. A striker for the mighty Manchester United teams that swept all before them both at home and abroad, as well as a captain of the Three Lions, Rooney is a certified winner. He is also the all-time leading scorer for United and England, testament to a career punctuated by elite play and consistency since breaking into the national team way back in 2003. But for all that, it was his return to his boyhood club Everton in 2017 that perhaps summed up his legendary status, particularly among the Toffees' army. After playing his junior football at Everton, And the first 2 seasons of his English Premier League career, Rooney spent 13 seasons at United. His list of accomplishments as long as any of the club's legends who have plied their craft on the hallowed turf of Old Trafford. Yet even while he was away, playing 559 times for the Red Devils and scoring 253 goals across all competitions, Rooney conceded he always had a little bit of Everton in him.
Yeah, it feels great, and to be honest, I've kept it quiet for the last 13 years, but I've been wearing Everton pyjamas at home with my kids, so I had to keep that a bit quiet. But no, it's great. It feels, you know, as special as it did 13 years ago, and I'm just looking forward now to getting on the pitch with it.
His return after 13 years was a fairy tale, according to his old United teammate Phil Neville, who later played for the Blues from 2005 to 2013.
It's a fantastic move. It's a fairy tale, really. He's going to be invaluable in that dressing room. He's a proven winner. Everton need winners. They've not won a trophy since 1995.
Winning had come relatively easily for Rooney during those years at Man U, though his time with the national team never met the same lofty heights. Despite much hype and expectation for his England squads, the best the Three Lions would muster in Rooney's time was a quarter-final appearance at both the 2006 World Cup and Euro 2012. But he would set some incredible personal milestones along the way. By the time he left United, he was the club's all-time leading scorer with 253. His 183 Premier League goals was the most by anyone at a single club. His 208 EPL goals second all-time to Alan Shearer's 260. In the England shirt, his name will be forever in the history books. With his debut in 2003, he was the youngest player to represent England, and he is the national team's youngest ever scorer at 17 years and 317 days. He has the second most caps behind Peter Shilton's 125 and is the country's all-time leading scorer. Rooney played at 4 World Cups and was named England Player of the Year 4 times. It was during qualifying for Euro 2016 when Rooney went past an all-time England great and Manchester United legend Sir Bobby Charlton to become the nation's leading goalscorer. It was September 8, 2015 against Switzerland at the spiritual home of English football, Wembley, when Rooney stepped up to take a penalty, then slotted home his 50th international goal. Rooney taking in the enormity of his achievement afterwards in the team change room.
This is such a huge moment for myself, my family and in my career, so hopefully for the team, for myself, a lot more to come. We can be successful, and hopefully there's a lot of young lads, Harry coming through, Ross, Raheem coming through, who can, you know, come close and even past me in the future, so I'm grateful. It means the world to me, and thank you very much.
18 months later with United, Rooney came on as a substitute and curled in a stoppage-time equaliser against Swansea for his 250th goal for Man U. Once again, going past Charlton to own one more record. He is a true great for club and country, and it's fitting that he is now the highest scorer for both United and England. After England failed at Euro 2016, knocked out in the round of 16, he retired from international football. And so in that first Premier League outing for his old club, a second debut for Everton. Fittingly, Rooney scored in a 1-0 win over Stoke at Goodison Park.
He was clever, he was comfortable on the ball, and that was a difference with some other players on the pitch today, but okay. That's why we signed Wayne, expecting to show his teammates that's all that experience, and that was really important for today.
It had been a fairy tale return in every sense of the word. Rooney would continue his career in the American MLS with DC United from 2018. But it was his triumphant return to his roots, his beloved Everton, that was the touching exclamation point on a brilliant career. Wayne Rooney is no doubt a hero for club and country. Coming up, England's man for the biggest moment in its football history. 1966 World Cup legend, Geoff Hurst.
And here, for the most important training of their lives, the men from whom England's World Cup teams will be chosen. There's Geoff Hurst and Bobby Charlton.
There were high hopes for England's national team as it hosted the 1966 World Cup. In 4 previous World Cup campaigns, the Three Lions had fared no better than the quarter-finals twice. But there was an air of optimism this time, with the likes of the legendary Bobby Charlton, captain Bobby Moore, keeper Gordon Banks, and led by the discipline of its hard-nosed manager, Alf Ramsey. But history will tell us it was another player who would steal the headlines and write his name into World Cup folklore. England striker Geoff Hurst certainly had a sense for the dramatic, and his timing was impeccable.
That's Geoff Hurst.
Hurst, a goal scorer for West Ham in the English First Division, had made his debut for England earlier that year, and had done enough to be included in the England squad for the World Cup. But when Jimmy Greaves, an all-time England great, was injured in the 2-0 group stage win over France, Ramsey called Hurst's number for the quarter-final. And Hurst delivered on cue, sealing the 1-0 win over Argentina. Then Hurst set up Charlton for his second goal, as England advanced to the World Cup final on the back of a 2-1 win over Portugal. So to the final, England versus West Germany at Wembley, in front of 90,000 screaming fans. And Hurst stole the show. He scored 3 goals in the 4-2 win, the first from quick-thinking club teammate Moore to head home the equaliser at 1-1.
Geoff Hurst puts England level.
Ten minutes into extra time, with the scores locked at 2-2, Hurst found space again in one of the World Cup's more controversial moments.
To consult the Russian linesman before awarding the goal, it was strongly disputed on the grounds it hadn't crossed the line. Another camera angle may help you to decide for yourself.
Before sealing England's history-making win.
With his 3rd goal in the game, Geoff Hurst confirms the victory beyond any shadow of doubt.
I never thought I'd play for England, for start. I'm here today, so many people know me because of the hat-trick and so on, but I wasn't the best player at school, I wasn't the best player in my district, I wasn't the best player at West Ham, I wasn't the best player at England. So, but I had a chance when sadly the great Jimmy Greaves damaged his shin against the French in the last qualifying game. So I had the opportunity to come in. And it's about young players, and the same young players today, taking the opportunity which presents itself.
Hurst was the toast of English football. He remains the only man to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. His 24 national team goals in 49 appearances, a brilliant return, and a comparable strike rate to Wayne Rooney and the great Bobby Charlton. 1 and 2 on the all-time goal scorers list for England, who played so many more games. Hurst paying tribute to the discipline instilled in the squad by legendary manager Alf Ramsey.
But above all, I think for me, during that period, the discipline that he brought to the table was, I would say, for me, he was the most, I'm bound to say this because he picked me for England, but the most powerful man and discipline I've experienced in my life as not only as a player, but also involved in business for 20-odd years. And I think the discipline and the camaraderie was a very, very important integral ingredient of the success of the team.
He was an FA Cup winner too, with his beloved West Ham. It was 1964, scoring off a header to tie the game against second division club Preston North End. before Ronnie Boyce stepped up to deliver the Hammers the FA Cup, and Hurst his first major trophy. Inducted into the English Football Hall of Fame in 2004, Hurst was named to the World Soccer World 11 3 times and was West Ham's Player of the Year in 1966, 67 and 69. He played almost 500 games for West Ham and scored 248 goals before 4 years at Stoke. But the fans will always remember him as a Hammers legend and their 1966 World Cup champion.